Let's get into the forces a little bit more in depth. I give you a list of what they are, but we really want to look at what they are. So there's normal force. Let's talk about normal force because I think it's really important in your daily lives. This is the force that doesn't let things pass through each other. Think about why you can have objects that are separate. Why, if you put a cup on your table, why it doesn't just fall through. There's a normal force that counteracts the gravity. And we can see that this shows us how there's physical constraints. So in our world, certain things aren't possible. You don't let certain things pass through each other. And the normal force is this in effect. We don't have things phasing through each other. And so this is how I would think of the normal force. Anytime we have two things colliding and they're not passing through each other, that's the normal force happening. If I'm pushing something, the object moves rather than if I try to push my couch, the couch moves. Not my hand doesn't go into the couch. Unless you have a really weak get your couch fixed. The friction force is sort of similar. It talks about physical things. These are both contact forces. So what friction does is that it resists motion. And friction force, you could say, is actually a type of normal force. It's normal force between the small ridges and the roughness of a surface. If we rub things against each other, the little nooks and crannies will make it so it's hard to move them against each other. In the next class, we'll look more deeply at friction force. We'll spend half the class looking at friction. And what you want to know is there's actually two types of friction. There's static friction and there's kinetic friction. So there's a friction force for things that aren't moving. For example, if you're trying to push something really heavy and it's not moving, you're not able to push it because it's really heavy. That's the friction force that stops you from moving. But if you're pushing something already, if you're pushing a book around, it's still hard to move because there's a friction that resists your push. There's two types.